From being dangled off a balcony to finding perfection in the Avengers and taking grandma to court, Michael Jackson's son Blanket has come a long way since his terrifying first introduction to the public. During Michael Jackson's second marriage with Debbie Rowe, the couple welcomed two children, son Michael Jackson Jr. in 1997 and daughter Paris Jackson in 1998. In February 2002 came another son, Prince Jackson II. Blanket, as Jackson's youngest child came to be known, was born via surrogate. Before he died in 2009, Jackson kept his children out of the public eye. After his death, however, the three have all entered the spotlight to varying degrees. Michael Jackson Jr., now referred to as Prince, has ventured to become a media personality, occasionally serving as a correspondent for Entertainment Tonight. Sister Paris is a successful model, actor, and aspiring singer-songwriter. Blanket, however, has largely stayed out of the spotlight, although he's become more visible in recent years as he's gotten older. In November 2002, Michael Jackson and his children were staying at the Hotel Adlon in Berlin when Jackson appeared from the window of his fourth-floor hotel room, about 60 feet above the sidewalk below. Responding to the fans who'd gathered on the street, Jackson held baby Blanket in one arm with his other hand holding a small face cloth atop the baby's head to conceal his face. Jackson quickly dangled the squirming, kicking infant over the railing before whisking him back inside. The backlash of putting his child in such a dangerous situation was severe enough that Jackson quickly issued a statement to apologize for what he'd done, saying, "I offer no excuses for what happened. I made a terrible mistake. I got caught up in the excitement of the moment. I would never intentionally endanger the lives of my children." After Michael Jackson's 2009 death, his mother, Katherine Jackson, was granted custody of his three children. That appeared to work out well until the situation took a strange turn in 2012, when a judge removed the children from her guardianship and awarded temporary custody to her nephew, TJ Jackson. TJ was seeking to retain permanent custody, which came with an $86,000 per week allowance. As a source told E! News, the kids love TJ and trust him. This is good news. Ultimately, a deal was reached in which Katherine and TJ Jackson shared custody of the kids. In 2017, Katherine, then 87, resigned as Blanket's guardian, passing full custody to TJ. The tragic death of Michael Jackson and the scandalous circumstances underlying it proved to be devastating to his three children. In addition to the grief they experienced, the siblings also found their lives uprooted as they were sent to live with their grandmother. Meanwhile, being at the center of a contentious custody dispute certainly didn't make an already fraught situation any easier. Of the three, it was Blanket who was reportedly the most severely impacted by the death of his father. In 2017, an anonymous source described as a family friend opened up about how the kids had been coping in the years since Jackson's death, telling People magazine the kids live like Michael is constantly looking down upon them. Despite his legal name being Prince, Michael Jackson's youngest son had been known as Blanket since childhood. Michael first revealed his son's unusual nickname and explained its origin during a TV interview before his death, saying that Blanket was an expression he used with his family and employees. "I say, you should blanket me. You should blanket her with something."
Meaning, like a blanket is a blessing. It's a way of showing love and caring.
Despite the endearing meaning behind the name, the child who bore it grew to dislike the moniker after it led to bullying at school. People reported that this was why he decided to stop using that nickname in favor of BG, the name by which he is now known. In 2019, Prince and BG Jackson teamed up to launch a YouTube channel, and among its diverse content was a movie review show. In their debut, they were joined by pal James Sutherland and their cousin Taj Jackson to share their opinions on Avengers Endgame, the Marvel blockbuster that closed the book on the big screen saga of the superhero team. To call the production casual is an understatement. While the guys talk, BG is seen chowing down on some pizza for a majority of the video, revealing he'd watched the film 3 times. He said he'd liked it but felt a bit disappointed after his second viewing. The third time, however, proved to be the charm.
Watching it the third time, I realized it's one of the few movies I could probably call perfect.
While Prince's initial announcement of the show on Instagram indicated that it would be an ongoing venture, it didn't work out that way. A perusal of the YouTube channel reveals that the first episode remains the only one, indicating the premiere may have also served as the finale. Prince and BG Jackson's short-lived attempt at reviewing movies on YouTube hinted at their interest in film. According to Prince, that's true for both siblings, but particularly for BG. Prince went out of his way to detail his brother's depth of movie knowledge, telling ET back in October 2019, "My brother has a really unique talent to be able to tell you, even a movie he hasn't seen, he'll tell you what year it came out. He knows the director, the staff, the crew, everybody behind it that you wouldn't know."
he really thinks and studies about a film in a different way than you would notice. And that comes from his upbringing with my dad encouraging him to study film.
One reason behind the siblings' love of film came from their unique upbringing, with Prince explaining that the children had a dedicated film teacher when they were young. He also revealed that it was BG who was really the driving force behind the movie review project. BG Jackson turned 18 in 2020, and he celebrated with his brother Prince and his sister Paris, with the latter commemorating the occasion on Instagram. Though the post has since been deleted, Paris wrote in the caption, "My little brother is a legal adult today. What the I used to change his diapers. This is such a trip. Proud of the handsome, intelligent, insightful, funny, and kind young man he has become." Prince also paid tribute to BG on social media with an Instagram story revealing that all three siblings celebrated with a sumptuous dinner at Los Angeles sushi joint Yamashiro. A few months earlier, BG appeared in his brother's Instagram feed when they posed together to celebrate Prince's graduation from Loyola Marymount University. BG Jackson seemingly came into some inheritance money after turning 18, and in 2020 he decided to spend some of it by purchasing a $2.6 million mansion in Calabasas, California. Calabasas is famously home to the Kardashians, and as CNBC reported, BG has other celebrity neighbors, including rapper Dr. Dre and actor John Travolta. Situated within a gated community with a guard on duty, Jackson's home isn't far from the house inhabited by his grandmother Katherine Jackson, where he grew up. As CNBC pointed out, he was the last of his three siblings to move out on his own. Sister Paris bought a $2 million house in 2017, while that same year, brother Prince plunked down $2.2 million for a place of his own. After spending most of his life avoiding the spotlight, BG Jackson became increasingly public in his teen years. In 2021, he made a big step when he agreed to appear on Good Morning Britain. In the segment, BG is shown taking the interviewer on a tour of his father's home, in which an array of memorabilia is on display.
There's a lot of really cool stuff here. I think there's a lot of history in this house and the studio here.
Jackson also spoke out about climate change, using his platform as a celebrity to emphasize how much more needs to be done to address it. He said, "I do think it's important that we all know about it, and I think we have some work to do. But our generation is how important it is." In August 2023, BG Jackson accompanied his brother Prince Jackson to Las Vegas. The purpose of the trip wasn't to indulge in gambling or any of the other vices available in Sin City, but to pay tribute to their late father. The occasion was a special one, with the brothers taking in the Cirque du Soleil show Michael Jackson 1 on what would have been their dad's 65th birthday. Prince shared a video in which he and BG can be seen greeting fans and posing for photos in the venue. The highlight of the trip, Prince explained in the video, came when he, BG, and some others were given a private tour of the immersive experience that accompanied the show at the Mandalay Bay Resort. Prince concluded the video by revealing that he takes in the show each time he visits Vegas and highly recommends it, saying, "I think I'm biased, but I do think it's the best show on the Las Vegas Strip." In March 2024, BG Jackson became a focal point in ongoing Jackson family tensions. As outlined by TMZ, he is involved in a complex legal dispute among family members over the distribution of substantial income from his father's estate. As the outlet reported, BG and his grandmother Katherine Jackson had initially joined forces to legally oppose the executor of his father's estate from making an unspecified business deal, but the judge ruled against them in that case. While Katherine is appealing the decision, BG reportedly wants nothing to do with the appeal and is suing to prevent his grandmother from using money from the estate to fund it. According to Billboard, BG feels it's unlikely that the appeal will succeed. And since legal fees for the appeal would exceed over $500,000, he doesn't see the point of throwing more money at a lost cause.